Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Robb Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Oh, they told me. I've got Bing on the brain. I was looking at Bing and David Bowie right before the show started. That's how somebody talked about
the amazing film clip where no one makes eye contact with anybody. So awkward. So awkward.
How you doing? I'm David Bowie. I'm Bing Crosby. Let's sing a song. Hey, how you doing? I'm the poor relative from America. Come, they told me, peace on earth. Anyway, it's I don't know. Maybe that means I'm easing into the holiday.
Do you have
spirit.
the holiday spirit?
Not really.
No.
Oh,
Will
no.
you? Do you think you get it this year at all?
I'm feeling perky based on my kid, running around and stuff like that. But
truly
nothing
at the best age for Christmas.
No, there's a lot of work to be done for the holidays, so I'm really not completely ready for that. But once that's over, I'll probably slide on into it a little bit. No, it's neat. I like being down here. I like the fact that I'm not going anywhere. That is probably the best thing.
Kalikimaka is the thing to say because it's
Are
like
you doing like kind of a Polynesian thing?
Yeah,
because
it's a tropical Christmas.
It's warm.
Yeah. Or we could do another song.
Rob's in it. Can you tell that he's in the
he
holiday
loves the
spirit?
holidays.
Best time of year.
Someone should. Can't just walk around grumpy all week.
Are you one like you?
I am grumpy.
He is.
Yeah,
I'm post-op, Mike. I'm post-op.
Yeah.
He's
He's just out of triage.
Oscar is just out of a medical procedure, and it is such a relief to actually deal with someone else's medical maladies on the show. Oscar gave me crap for golfing 2 minutes into the pre-show discussion tonight. I hadn't even said hello to him. I was like,
Hey, that's not him. That's the anesthetic talking.
Yes.
Okay.
And
All right.
I don't have any heartburn medicine because I have a machine attached to me that says you can't take any.
Yeah.
It's inside my body.
Okay, let's get right to it.
Yes.
Let's do it. I mean, we'll get the mailbag. It's your mailbag today. It's Tuesday. We have your letters standing by. They're in my hot little hand right now. I hope I got all of them, Rob.
It's a small one. It's 4 pages this week.
3, 4.
Yes.
4 pages.
That's
I just wanted to make sure that was accurate. Let's get right to it. So Oscar mentioned yesterday that, or the day before, that he was going to have
Last week. Yes.
Was it last week?
Yeah, I've been
All
talking
right,
about this for
call
weeks.
You, I'm sorry I didn't
It's
call
all right.
you to tell you. And by the way, you did a whole show where you probably talked about it, and I wasn't there.
No,
I don't think
that's
we
probably
no,
what it
I
was.
just mentioned it between
You
the
haven't
shows.
talked a lot about it. We
No,
haven't
because I don't need to say me.
We have a
me.
tape, Mike. We have a
You
tape.
mean like I do? Is that what that is? like I do, me, the world of me? Let me tell you something, pal. Without the world of me, we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
The world of
Very
him is
true.
kind of the show. We have a tape of the bonus show of Oscar discussing his procedure. Because
when I was not there.
Yeah, we have the endoscopy.
Then you have corroborated what he just denied.
Here is the
You
tape.
have corroborated. There it is.
Yeah, that's Oscar.
I did not
had
talk
that
about it on the
discussion.
bonus.
No, I was only
But
fooling.
would I be safe in assuming we have not taken a segment and dedicated it to the holes in your stomach?
Off air,
right?
we talked about it as a team, but on
By
air
the
we
way,
hadn't.
Can you see my hands? The position that when I get into these arguments with Oscar, this is how I talk to him.
Looks like
I
you're
put my
describing
hands-
Dolly Parton.
Let me see if I do. So, Oscar,
Yes.
yes. The fact is,
The very fact of
we've
the matter.
never spent a long period of time recently speaking about your medical malady, correct?
Not on the air. Off air, yes. We talked about it.
Well, but the only talk about it was you were going to get an endoscopy.
Yeah, but I talked about going under and
Not to
having
me.
and having a
No,
can.
you know what? I didn't know you were having a general until yesterday.
You didn't know?
No.
Oh,
I
maybe
knew
I
you
told
were
you-
having,
maybe it's Pony. Maybe
I
it's
knew
Pony,
you were
yeah.
having a procedure
Pony and I
because
talked.
you sent me an email saying don't schedule anything for Monday afternoon.
Yes.
But
Weeks
I
ago.
should be very accurate, though, when we talk about off-air discussions. For example, let's give an example of how much time I spend in studio after the show is over.
Oh,
okay?
but you spend
That's
so much longer than you used to.
Yes, it is more.
because I'm here.
Yeah,
And
because you're
sometimes-
already home.
Well, no, yeah,
It's true, though.
it's true. But I have places to go.
True,
I have
and
doctor's
things to do.
appointments to go to, and doing things
Meetings.
like that, and tea times.
That's what I was trying to be a little kind
Yeah,
by
he was
calling
being
those
kinder
meetings.
about it. Meetings.
Meetings.
You know what I
Meetings on
want
the
for
green.
Christmas? Would you like to know what I want for Christmas?
What?
An extra 20 yards off the tee.
Oh. Santa.
How's that for white privilege?
Santa. Make
Hey,
it
son,
happen.
just give me your love and an extra 20 yards off the tee. Boo, Nathaniel.
I wish I could hit that ball the way I hit Gary. Put on your sunglasses, son. People are going to ask some questions.
All I know is that when we came into the studio today, Oscar had a medical device in his hand.
Yes.
Would you like to share it? Share it with
I
the rest
actually
of the class.
have a medical device in me, as there is a Bravo pill sewed into my esophagus, measuring the pH level for the next 3 days. And I have to carry this big pager with me, so when I have heartburn, like I do right now, I got to push a button.
Where's the? Can we see the scar?
in?
Yeah, there's no scar. They put it in through your esophagus.
Oh, they put it in.
Yes.
They just jam it down your throat.
And they sew it in? Do they stitch it in?
Yeah, and then it falls off in 2 days, and then it goes.
Oh, so it disintegrates.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I bet you it doesn't come out the way it goes in.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, it takes a journey
How-
south.
Exit only.
Well, tell us about the procedure. How horrible was it?
It wasn't horrible. It was. I don't get scared going to the hospital. I actually.
What
it's
hospital?
calming. Georgetown.
Oh, that's a good outfit. I
Did
was
they
born
knock
there.
you out? Did they knock you out?
I felt the best nap in the world. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
See, I don't mind anesthesia.
Did you count backwards from 100?
No,
How did they do it?
they just said how they said he was just having small talk, and I woke up and it was over.
Oh,
amazing.
and his butt was bleeding.
When I had well, you just stole my joke. Okay, all right. So you're in that mode. You're in holiday mode. I better be prepared for every f***ing joke I have to be headed off at the pass
We
today.
can pretend it didn't
Let us-
happen. Back to the
I was
joke
going to
book.
say, here's my joke. My
Yes.
joke, Rob, was going to be, you know how I knew the last surgery I had that I was going under? I felt a finger in my. That's what I was going. That was going to be my
different.
joke.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
different.
But,
It's
but
like
you
a
went right for the butt.
Colonoscopy.
Yeah.
You know, don't ever race Rob Spiewak to the obvious joke. He will always win. Always. He is undefeated.
I am just making up for the fact that I've never won any other race in my life.
I will say though, there was a complication, which most people would run.
That's
from.
funny. I'm sorry. That's really funny. That's not an obvious joke, and that's very funny. I'm sorry. I've never won another race.
So we're friends again.
Might be the best. Huh?
We're friends again.
We're always friends, even when I hate on you. You know that.
So
Tell that to some of your mobbers that send me those emails.
Yeah, shut
Anyway,
up, guys. Shut up,
thank you.
gang.
okay,
Thanks.
so essentially, this is
Get this
a
right here.
cartoon-sized pager.
Yeah, it looks like it's really the size of a Walkman.
I actually asked them if there was an app for this because this is embarrassing on many levels for any modern medicine.
What are you doing with your camera?
It's called a Bravo,
Yeah.
and I have to push it when I eat. I have to push it when I have heartburn. I have to push it when I have to cough.
Hold on. Are we having an earthquake down south, Mike? What is going on?
No, but don't pull a mic. Let him fix his camera while we talk.
Well, he said, uh-oh.
No, he's fixing something.
All right.
All right? ADD radio.
Well, no, I want him to be focused because he needs to know about the Bravo.
This falls into the category. Now people are going to send me letters about interrupting Oscar because I had a problem with the
I
camera.
just can't tell my story, people.
Hey, you can call us at
Next time.
888-920-MORE.
I'm just going to leave it here.
No, no.
The square is when I'm annoyed with my coworkers.
No.
And then the bed is when I want
what's
to kill
the reading
myself.
now?
The reading's heartburn. There we go. Push that button. Heartburn.
All right.
It's all right.
Go
Now
ahead.
it's over.
Go ahead.
You
No,
guys
I
didn't
don't.
want
I
to hear
want to
about
know.
it. It's
I
fine.
want to know what's
I'll
happening.
take my story elsewhere.
There it is. Hi, there you are.
Remember that one
Right.
time
Will
you're
you start
talking
again,
about
please?
being with
Will
your
you
family
start-
and loving them, and then they said, let's talk about something else.
Will you start again, please?
What? Hey, there is a pill in my body.
No, there's not. There's a monitor in your body.
No, there is. It's called a Bravo pill. It looks the size of a pill that's in my esophagus right now, on the wall of my esophagus to measure the pH level.
What do they do? Glue it?
From what I understand is they attach it to your esophagus.
They use those 3M tapes
I guess
that you
yeah.
just pull for
It's the one that
clean
doesn't
release?
ruin the wall or your esophagus.
And what is the thing attached to your esophagus doing now?
It is talking to the pager, measuring the pH level of how much acidity is going into my esophagus.
And what do they hope to? What
To
information do
find
they
out
hope
if
to get?
I am a candidate for surgery or not.
To fix your
Fix-
acid stomach?
Yes, essentially, I've got a manhole that's slightly ajar, and they got to figure out if they got to get a new manhole to cover up the hole.
So you're producing too much stomach acid.
Yes, which has caused GERD for decades.
Can you feel the pill?
20% of people can feel the pill.
Okay.
I'm part of that 20%.
Oh, so you can feel it.
Let me ask this. So how bad
Lucky.
How bad
Lucky.
is it for you? Is this your number one health concern?
Yeah, because if you have this type of acidity, it can lead to all types of stomach cancers. It's a big issue. You got to make sure you take care
So
of it.
how uncomfortable do you get with this?
I get the most pain I ever feel is when I have some pizza or something with some sauce in it that it'll murder me, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
pizza's bad for a
If
lot
you
of
were
people
to
with
say
it.
I would say the
pizza-
reason why I'm in as good a shape as
Stop.
he just wants to make a joke. 2 seconds.
I know he does.
I just want to give you all the details, then you can do all the puns and jokes you want. All right.
Thank
All
you.
right.
I'm
Thank you.
listening.
So, if probably the reason why I'm in okay shape and not in horrible shape is because when I eat certain foods, it murders my chest. So I stay away from them as much as I can.
Which is
okay.
kind of a natural thing.
Which is a natural
to do.
deal. Be like, oh, well, I don't want to be in pain tonight.
Sure.
That being said, Jack and Diets do the same thing, and I plow through those.
Oh, booze is the worst. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, booze is up there with pizza and anything with high acid content. Are there any other trigger foods besides? I know pizza. I remember that because I've had acid
Heartburn,
indigestion.
yeah.
Nothing bad. But it also
salsa
seems
will murder
salsa.
me.
Tomato based.
Anything
probably.
tomato based, anything red, like a red Gatorade will get me. It's
So-
nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's angry.
It's always color with him.
when you sleep, if you were to eat white bread with nothing on it, just a piece of white toast,
Yes.
and you went to sleep, do you get acid reflux every night?
I'll get
You
it.
always-
I'll get it regardless, but I'll get it to the level that I won't actually get sleep if it's like Domino's pizza at 10:30.
Can I ask a specific question? Because with ulcerative colitis, which I now control basically with diet,
Yeah.
As funny as that may sound, I know my triggers, so I don't have to take medication for it
Doesn't
anymore.
sound funny to. First of all, millions of Americans deal with digestive issues, and it doesn't sound funny to anybody who's ever dealt with that. Because if you have good doctors, most of them will be able to direct you in such
And
a way
if you're
that you don't eat
proactive-
things that are problems.
Yeah.
You can learn about it. I've been wanting to go to the doctor to get this done for the past, I would say, in earnest,
Right.
5 years.
My two main
I
triggers,
just hadn't made a priority.
and I believe that what we suffer is similar. Yours is upper and mine is lower.
Yes.
Tomato reductions, like sauces. I can eat fresh tomatoes, and that's fine. But like if you cook tomatoes down into a sauce, that's when it
And
gets
some
me.
of the best foods
Oh,
are
all
reduced.
of it. But
not
here's,
fat.
But the worst one for me is peanut butter, and that's what I miss. I
man.
can't.
You know
eat,
what?
I can't eat peanut butter.
I think peanut butter is, and I only recently, because I really
Because of the
avoid
peanuts,
peanuts,
right?
nuts, everything. I avoid that, but I will tell you that I think that peanut butter, you don't think, especially if it's like creamy peanut butter, you're like, oh, all the gribblies, all the the graininess of the peanuts have been taken out. It's irrelevant. Peanuts are a very bad thing for people with digestive issues.
Yeah, and
That's
I think
very,
it
very
has to
difficult.
do. I think they inject extra oils into
The
the peanut
peanuts
butter.
don't give me heartburn, though.
Okay, so
No,
you're
peanuts
okay
probably
with.
don't.
They don't give me heartburn.
But what about peanut butter? Do you have
I,
trouble with it?
a PB&J is my go-to. That's what Shannon makes me for lunch.
What
God, I miss
is
it. God, I miss
what?
it.
Give me the long and short of what you're hoping to get diagnosed. Where
My
Yes,
esophagus-
do you want to be a candidate for this procedure?
Mike, I've always said if the part's broken, fix it, right?
I agree
so
with you.
Yeah.
get
I
in
feel-
there
well,
and
look
fix
at me.
it. Yeah.
I'm living proof of that.
Yes.
You deal with the situation.
But if I'm
you
not,
try.
and they said I just got to change my diet, I'll change my diet. That's fine.
And you
right?
know what? I talked
was
to
really
my-
scared about. Can I talk for
Yeah,
2 seconds,
I was
please?
gonna-
Thank
I was
you.
gonna comment to what you
Well,
were
You don't
saying.
have to. I can just continue talking for 2 more minutes, and you'll be okay. So, I will say that if they say you got to change your diet, that's fine. All I was worried about is getting some sort of esophageal cancer. That's all I was worried about. I was like, we'll just
Yeah.
turn into something horrific
Jesus.
that'll
Amen.
get you, and it's over, right? So that's why I went. This thing falls off my body. My esophagus is off house arrest in, I would say, 48 hours, and then I go return this back to the hospital, and it's over.
Are you supposed to eat normally?
Eat normally. I'm not on any of the meds that keep the pain down, so my
that's tough.
irritability is probably at an all-time high.
What about
Hadn't
it is tomorrow is tomorrow is a rather significant party day.
Yeah, and the following day as well.
4 p.m. 4 p.m. I drop it off at the.
By the way,
space.
we're not doing the Feed the 5,000 thing this year.
Oh no!
Why not?
Yeah, we're
What
not.
happened?
The pastor took a leave of absence. We haven't been to church in 2 days. We
Oh
missed
my!
the,
Did he Charlie Rose
we
the
missed-
situation?
we-
Stop
we
it!
missed the- I know. We missed the sign up. We missed the sign. We have no idea. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's It's depressing. It's kind of a drag. And they say, hey, well, why didn't you do it anyway? Well, because we didn't go where we would normally have signed up.
Right.
And when I went in 3 days ago, it was all booked up to when we went on the
called it.
website.
We called it.
It's
We
just-
went down there.
I don't know what
That
it is.
guy was
Oscar.
so
Shut up.
casual. He
Shut
was
up.
so casual.
I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. I don't know.
I
what's
know you
going
can
on.
no longer sign up to deliver meals, but is it possible, even at this last minute, to sign up to have a meal brought to you?
You.
All right, more heartburn. Let me push the button.
All right, good.
Are you getting heartburn right now?
Well, because I'm laughing and enjoying myself, and that's
Do
why.
you have to record it yourself?
Yes.
So you have to press a button when you get heartburn?
Yeah. I kid you not.
Oh, and then it'll balance against what the pill is telling the machine.
Yes. I'm like a dog. Every time I do anything, I have to push it.
Is that giving you medicine right now?
No, it's not giving me medicine. It's just
monitoring what's happening.
Also, know this: they had a mix-up before I went into the OR or whatever, wherever they do that procedure, and I was literally about to get scoped, and they're like, "You got the Bravo, right?" And then which is the pill that a specialist has to come and do the pill separately,
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, this is not on his chart," and the surgeon who was in there. Well, like you could tell, you know how you get really mad when something obvious is supposed to happen?
Yeah, these are high energy guys.
High stakes. He's like, everybody outside. And then I'm sitting there, boop, 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 like what's happening? And you hear him, Rob. And he comes back in. And he's
Hello,
like,
Mr. Skyler.
he goes,
We'll be with you in a moment.
So somebody screwed up. His support staff.
I had to wait 2 hours cooling my heels until they got everything coordinated. They were apologizing in like buck naked in like the little waiting room.
Bring in Nurse McIntosh right away.
So your ass is hanging out of a hospital gown, and they're coming in and apologizing to you.
And rolling me out of the room. They were about to do the procedure. I'm telling you, anybody else would have aborted, but I said I have no other time to do this. I will wait on your clock.
Did you control the idea that you had to have the procedure done that day?
There was an innate flight response. Like if they got this wrong, you gotta go. Right?
See him running down Reservoir Boulevard with a hospital gown.
I mean, that is
hanging out.
It's uneasy, right? It is literally.
Yeah, it's uneasy when they like forget the
put
device
the
they're
thing
putting in
your mouth.
They want
they're
you
like,
want
this
it to be right.
This is to protect your teeth. And the guy walks in. He's like, "Hello, my doctor that I've seen before to set this up." He goes, and he barks out the orders and they're like, "Doctor," and they're like, "There's no Bravo on his chart, which is the pill they're going to put inside me that a specialist has to do."
Right.
And they're like. And he's like, everybody outside. And
So explain that. I want to know what happened. So you go in there. They're prepping you.
I got the IV. I got everything in me. I'm good to go.
What is missing? The whole unit? The pill and the monitor?
The doctor and the pill and the monitor. The specialist that does, I guess, the pill separately from just the scoping. A second doctor.
And so you were going to have two doctors in there,
yes.
And the other doctor was AWOL.
He was not. No, he wasn't AWOL. They didn't schedule him for this procedure because whoever scheduled didn't see the chart that said this guy's getting a Bravo as well. Because he said, I don't want you to have to come in just for the Bravo and go through this again because they'd have to put me under again.
So they were doing a little more than just putting that unit in. They were going to do an endoscopy and check out your whole esophagus.
Yes.
Wow.
But literally
for
2 hours I sat there and I was like, I mean, I'm not going to go crazy. A lot of apologies. Got a $10 lunch credit, which was nice. And then I got
worth it.
And then I got free parking. And then I did the math and I was like,
you can eat pizza.
I did the math. I was like, that was 3 hours of my time that wasn't scheduled for this. That's roughly $28 for 3 hours. I was like, I think they should apologize on a higher level next time.
I think so.
You're parking.
Just set a snake dance or something. And lots going on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Mrs. Z wants candy.
Shannon.
Thanks, Peach.
I like to
Texture.
snack.
Well, we should have something sweet.
She loves candy.
Airheads, if they're sour, Sour Patch. The watermelon flavored ones,
Sweet tarts.
Nerds, black licorice.
Shannon.
Good and plenty. Chocolate.
A Hershey bar. Peanut butter cup.
The
Mary
watermelon.
Jane's. Bit of honey.
I ate all of my favorite candies.
Don't worry, Peach. You can stock up on all your favorites through the Mike O'Mara Shopping Center. Click the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
The best of O'Mara.
All right, we are jam-packed. Three big things in the very front of the show before we get to your phone calls today.
Right.
On a special Friday Yak situation. We have a little story of the movie theater that I will get to, followed by Robb's Nostalgia Corner, which I will get to, followed by a visit from a person from our past. So all that will happen in the beginning of the show.
On a Yak Attack Friday.
And I do
On a
feel
Yak
that
Attack
when you
Friday.
call it a Friday Yak situation, that lends an
Yes.
urgency to it that really communicates this is a big day.
Might very well be that I just don't care for the Yaks, but that's all right.
Really?
Yeah. Well, no, I do. I love the phone calls.
Right.
I get an
You hate
occasional
the
phone
people.
call. No, I don't hate the people.
okay.
You hate
I
the
like
phone.
the people.
Okay.
The people keep us chugging. They
Yes.
listen. They're invested.
Yes.
How can I?
You love
how
the
can I hate
people.
them?
You hate the yaks.
I love the people that call. I
Oh.
love the people that call.
great.
I do. It's
Do you
fun.
hate the
It's fun.
player or do you hate the game?
Will you stop with me hating? Can we move on,
Yes,
please,
I'm
for
sorry.
Christ's sake? Jesus. All right. So last night, Mrs. O'Mara graciously acquiesced to my desire to go see a chick flick, the ultimate chick flick, Downton Abbey, the number one movie in the United States.
The
right now.
Queen.
And
Coming to the
and
Abbey.
She went along with it, and I have to be clear that she is not a fan of the television show. She didn't watch it when I watched it. So this is one where a couple of times during the screening of the film, I said, I owe you. And she laughed the first time, and then I said, it got late, and the movie was going on and on and on, and I looked over and I said, I really owe you. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we're sitting, we have a lovely dinner at the Olive Garden, which was lovely.
Oh, nice.
No, we
Oh.
we went to our sushi joint right across from the movie theater, and then
Iguana
it's
sushi?
over. What's that?
Iguana sushi.
No, this is called Sushi Thai.
Ooh.
Sushi Thai. It's really number 2 on our hit parade.
Okay.
Nice.
It's where we go. It's a default restaurant.
Wait, good sushi and good Thai, or just good sushi?
Good sushi and good Thai.
Oh.
and good times.
Jack Talk Thai. Jack Talk Thai, real good. Meet the parents. 20-something teen. So where was I? So we go into the theater, and they start coming in. It's a very popular film with
Yes.
this demographic, and Carla leans over to me and goes, peers. Which I thought was funny. If you hear that, Mike, here come your peers. And she says it like 3 different times. Okay, the joke was funny the first time, Carla, that these are my peers coming in. And then a pack comes in, a gang, a street gang
Yes.
of
toughs?
of older ladies.
Oh.
Yeah, just one after the other. And a lot of them are wearing like the headbands and sort of gowny things where the Downton Abbey look.
It's a
they're
Downton
trying to
Abbey
go for.
party.
Oh, they're
It's a Downton Abbey party.
That's
It's a
awesome.
Downton Abbey
Yeah.
party, and they are having a blast.
Wow.
And there are, I think, there are 3 rows of them. There are 3 rows of them, and they come in, and there's laughter, and they're having such a good time that Carl and I can't help but be infected by this giddiness.
Wait,
They're
Did it
like
make you
little
feel
kids.
better and make you feel not bad that you came dressed as Carson the Butler?
It's always Carson with you.
He's my favorite.
Always Carson. You'll appreciate later
you
on
put upon.
in the tale. So we're sitting there, and it's Carla, and Carla's in her scrubs for her skin school.
Right.
And
Why does she
and
call
we're
herself a
sitting-
Nesty?
Esty.
Esty,
She's
Esty.
an Esty.
All right.
And so she's sitting there next to me, and we're having a great time, and just listening to these ladies. And suddenly, this lady gets up in her Downton Abbey outfit, comes down to me and goes, Bob. No. Sam? No. Tom? No. I said, Mike. And she's just, she's infectiously funny because she's standing right over me.
Was she fueled, do you think?
Oh, I'm sure they'd had some
Yeah.
cocktails.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
sure they were cocktailing. She goes, the movie started at 6:45. So that's deep, that's
Sure.
like midnight for-
Perfect.
for my people. And so she looks at me and she says, would you take a picture of our group? I said, it would be, and I, I've got the whole Downton Abbey vibe. It would be an honor. And I said it with a British accent because I'm giddy and I had a Sapporo beer.
Yeah.
So,
Carla leans over and says, you may not deny them.
So this is, look, you know what? How many years do we all go to movies and we try to manufacture stuff happening at the
Right.
movie theater, and then something real happens
Well,
like this?
not
It's
all-
so
natural.
spectacular.
Mike,
Something
not
natural.
all of us did that.
Organic.
So we get up, I stand up, and then one of them or Carla or somebody suggests, no, I think it's one of their group, suggests that it's early. The movie is far from coming on, that they go down to the front of the theater.
Oh, beautiful idea. Wonderful.
And so I stand up, they hand me the phone, and the parade begins. And this is just a down the stairs, down to the front of the theater parade. 1,000, 2,000.
Oh, my
I don't-
God.
I got nowhere to go. The trailers haven't even come
Okay.
on.
Oh,
I'm
so
looking
this is
at a
actually-
Chevrolet ad on a freeze screen.
Yeah.
That's a
No problem.
wonderful distraction at this point because it's the
It's
worst
fun.
time to be at the
Yeah.
theater.
It's fun.
It's fun for
Carla's
Carla as
laughing.
well.
I'm laughing. They're rowdy enough to be fun. They're funny. What was one of the lines? Later on, they took another picture, and it was just something like, Joyce, if I'm going to take this picture, you have to look at me, even though I know I pissed you off.
Oh, Joyce!
It was hysterical. They were a good group. They're a good group. So they all go down, and the lady goes, Mike, and she points at me, is going to take our picture. And then thank you, Mike. It's like way too much credit. And then so I go down to the front, and I snap their picture. I get ready to take their picture, and I say, all right, ladies, 1, 2, 3. Say, Carson, draw me a bath. Take their picture. They're satisfied. They're happy with it. They get up. They sit down. Mike, I hear Mike again. So now I'm their buddy. Now they're Would you take one more of us seated? I said it would be a pleasure. And I take the picture of them seated, and then the one lady goes out. I guess the original lady that asked goes out to the ladies' room, and one of her friends goes over, taps me on the shoulder, and says, she sings, you know.
Oh, no.
And Carla's all in. Carla goes, really? What does she sing? And then she comes back, tells me a story about when she was a little kid, that she got up and she said, Davy Cocky. And apparently she's saying it was. I remembered it. I remembered it.
Did Carla think that her friend was trying to connect you with her?
No.
Okay, not like that.
No.
Not like that. Okay.
She's speaking about. She knows we're a couple.
Oh, okay.
Even though we're sitting next to each other. And
Mike,
and,
making
yes.
love doesn't have to be limited to two people.
Oh God, yeah. Okay, to me. But anyway, yeah, it really worked out well, and it was sweet. And then the movie came on, and it was Downton Abbey. And
how was it? Because my mom,
it was what you'd expect.
How many teacups do you give it?
I thought I liked the show better, the TV show, because they
so not as good as the show.
I think it was all the condensation of the plot lended to taking away some of the credibility.
Okay,
to be honest with you, but other than that, no. But it was great, and it's beautiful to look at, and I believe it cemented its place in There Will Be Multiple Episodes, and kind of a tribute to Maggie Smith at the end, which was sweet. It was fine. It was great.
What do you mean multiple episodes? Multiple movies?
I think you get. Oh, absolutely. I think they set the table for
probably
many more Downton Abbey movies, which is fine, because in this day and age, with civility and the genteel British aristocracy, we need it.
But you
back
just
in the
said-
days when
But here's
really
the thing,
impressed.
Oscar. They're using the same template they did with the 1966 Batman show. They could make the movie for pennies because everything was already set. They had built the sets. They had the cast.
Scale.
So it's going to be very cheap to
and it's
produce.
good, and
these.
it's talent,
Quality,
and it's fun,
yeah,
and
it's
good to
quality.
look at, and
I've
all
never
that
really
stuff.
watched the show.
Oh yeah, me neither. But I mean,
How do you know so much about it?
I follow it through Mike because I know that we had to write
sweet.
some stuff, and my mom's a big fan.
I pay attention to Rob's Queenie stuff, and Rob
Yeah,
pays
that's
attention to my
sweet.
Queenie stuff. So that's it. Downton Abbey, fine movie experience.
Five teacups, 4 teacups?
Based on the whole movie experience with the ladies in back of us, I said that's why. And I hate to say this, Northern Virginians, but I said, well, there's an experience you'd never get in Fairfax, and
You're right.
wouldn't.
You're right.
You wouldn't get people having that much fun. It just
No, but
doesn't,
you would get Joyce being pissed off.
Yeah, Joyce would be mad. Yeah. It would be. Could you take our picture? And then you hand the camera back. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's what it would
You
be.
didn't give us a rating.
Rating. I'll give you.
How many pissed off Joyces?
I give it 4 out of 5 stars.
Damn,
That's pretty strong.
That's
pretty
strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for Downton Abbey fans, you could do a lot worse. I might have been affected because Carla's looking at her watch like towards the last half.
Quick follow-up. If you are just a casual fan or less, if you don't know the plot structure or the characters of Downton Abbey from the TV show,
you can sit down
you
and
will
watch
still
it from
enjoy
start
it?
to finish.
Okay, that's good. That's
Absolutely.
good filmmaking, though.
Yeah, it's complete. In fact, Carla said that. She
Okay.
said that I completely was engaged because I knew the plot. You don't have to be a fan of the movie the TV show to watch the movie. Now, as we continue on things you don't care about, ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for our second week of Nostalgia Corner with Mr. Robb Spiewak.
And Mike,
Rob, don't you have music for
I
this?
do, but I have to ramp up to the music because I have a question I need to ask you. One of your favorite directors of all time, his name is Stanley Kramer. He directed Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, which attacked racism. He also directed The Defiant Ones, which also attacked racism. He talked about creationism and Inherit the Wind, talked about fascism and Judgment at Nuremberg. He also produced The Caine Mutiny and High Noon. He also was concerned that he had a reputation as being a heavy-handed filmmaker because of all these heavy topics. So he started a project called Something a Little Less Serious. Have you ever heard of it? No, because by the time it hit the screen...
Sorry, I was having a little drink while you were doing it. By the time I relied on you, I thought you were taking the ball.
By the time it hit the screen...
On me. See, when I'm doing this, don't ask me.
Well, Oscar could have said no.
Well, I was eating my snack.
I understand. Wrong snack. It became a project called It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. Now, I teased it earlier this week as the greatest comedy ever made. Now, not the funniest comedy ever made, which I think belongs to some other movie, maybe Blazing Saddles, maybe Mel Brooks. But when you
stop you right there?
Please.
How can the greatest comedy ever made be not the funniest comedy?
Because when I'm using great, I'm talking about size and scope. Huge.
Oh.
A comedy
largest.
has never been attacked on this scale at this point in the history of Hollywood. This is 1963. They actually shot in the summer of 62. They had to shoot in the summertime because that's when all the television shows were on hiatus, and that's where they got their huge cast. And I'm going to run down this cast of stars as fast as I can.
This is Robb Spiewak's Nostalgia Corner, ladies.
What's the movie called again?
The movie is called It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. And you know what? It actually...
I may have gone to see it in the theater with my father.
It
might be the other film that I forgot that I went to see with my dad. I may have gone to see it, but I was so little I don't remember.
And Caligula.
That was not Caligula.
Yeah, I wish.
The thing, this has a small sort of correlation to last week's movie, The Maltese Falcon, because this also has a MacGuffin. They're all searching for $350,000 cash.
Will you explain the MacGuffin again?
The MacGuffin is a plot point in which something that is not necessarily plot-driven gets the ball rolling. Everyone has a common interest in the MacGuffin.
Like a chase or a hunt or
like
something
Cannonball
they're
Run.
all after.
Cannonball Run. The MacGuffin is getting to the end of the race.
There we go.
Exactly.
There it is.
All right.
Yes,
so
the road
listen to
race.
this list of stars, all right?
All right.
Spencer Tracy, Milton Berle. No,
stars?
too many for dinging. Too many for
All right,
dinging.
go ahead.
Spencer Tracy, Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, Buddy Hackett, Ethel Merman, Mickey Rooney, Dick Shawn, Phil Silvers, Terry Thomas, Jonathan Winters, Edie Adams, Dorothy Provine, Eddie Anderson, Rochester from The Jack Benny Show, Jim Backus, Ben Blue, Joe E. Brown. Now, these are people at this time, they were the most powerful and popular comics in Hollywood. It continues with Barry Chase, William Demarest, Andy Devine, Selma Diamond, Peter Falk, Norman Fell, Paul Ford, Stan Freberg, Leo Gorcey, Sterling Holloway, Marvin Kaplan, Edward Everett Horton, Buster Keaton, Don Knotts, and Mike, the Three Stooges. And that's
the
not
Three Stooges were in Mad, Mad, Mad
That's
World?
not even a complete list of all the stars that were in it.
From Morgantown, West Virginia.
Exactly. Very
And
good. Known as
he of the Andy
Mountaineers.
Griffith Show.
Barney Fife.
Who was the biggest star in the movie?
The biggest
Don
star
Knotts.
was Spencer Tracy, and it was
All
Spencer
right.
Tracy's last film. They had to sort of condense his filming to 9 days because he was literally dying while he made the film, but he was Stanley Kramer's favorite. The movie does actually hold up as a plot device. What happens, essentially, 8 motorists see a guy crash his car, and his dying words are, there's $350,000, and it's buried under a big W.
Ooh.
And they have to go find it. And it is...
How come there's so many people that know that?
Well, eventually they have to form liaisons, and they have they collude and get together, and that's how they get everybody involved. It has some of the most advanced at the time aerial photography ever done, and was also shot in a process. Let me get the name of it exactly right.
Yeah, I want to make sure so I can write that down.
Mike, it was shot, thank you very much, in 70 millimeters Cinerama, which was one of
Cinerama.
a huge form. It was shown at the Cinerama Dome in Hollywood. That's where the premiere was. That's that big sort of, it's a dome-looking theater. You see it, I believe, on Hollywood Boulevard. That's where the premiere
Hollywood
was.
Bowl.
No, not the Hollywood Bowl, the Hollywood Dome, the Cinerama Dome.
The Hollywood Dome, yes, not to be confused.
And they had a huge rollout for this movie to a point where they're all being pursued by cops through the whole movie. During the
was
intermission.
that the theme of the movie?
Yes,
that
it
you were
was. That's the
playing?
overture.
It sounds like circus music.
Supposed to, because it's the nutty nature of the
of the Mad
Exactly.
And Benny Hill.
Mickey Rooney is in that, right?
Yes, Mickey Rooney is
and
great
is that
in that.
the movie that you play the clip from that says, "We need Manhattan"?
Actually,
Get us
Mike,
Manhattan.
that's Jim Backus, and I believe I.
And they're on a plane,
I
right?
need a drink. There's some ice and stuff back there. Why don't you make us all some old fashions?
Old fashioned.
So you think you ought to drink while you're flying?
Well, stop kidding, will you? And make us some drinks. I mean, just press the button back there marked booze. It's the only way to fly.
So the plot point there is that
That's
Makes
pretty
me
funny.
laugh, right?
Buddy Hackett and Mickey Rooney are partners, and they were on their way to Las Vegas when they got swept up into the chase. So they think the best way to get to the W first is by airplane. So they go to a country club, and the only one who has a plane is Tyler. This guy Tyler, who's played by Jim Backus, but
Who plays his character of the snob.
But
right?
he is sleeping off a horrible hangover. So they have to rouse him from his hangover to get him to fly, and he eventually passes out in the plane, which means Buddy Hackett has to fly the plane. There's a
So
million.
you're selling it again. This is like when you sell one of your concerts. I want to go watch this
Didn't
movie.
Buddy Hackett die with Lou Diamond Phillips in an airplane crash?
No, that was Buddy
That's
Holly.
Buddy Holly.
Oh, excuse me.
Another
I'm so sorry.
airplane. Another
And
airplane.
Lou Diamond Phillips didn't die as no. It was the real rocker that died.
Yeah, Buddy Holly
Lou Diamond
died
Phillips
with Richie
played-
Valens.
Buddy Holly, Richie Valens.
Oh,
But
excuse
Lou
me,
Diamond
yeah,
Phillips
that's what I meant,
played-
Richie Valens,
So
yes,
it's not
yes.
like Gary Busey and Lou Diamond Phillips died.
And Mike, if you really want to go obscure,
Oscar is-
it also killed Gaylord Sartain, who played the Big
Who
Bopper.
is that?
He
Now-
played
now,
the Big
see,
Bopper.
you ruined it.
No,
You ruined
I
it.
made it better for about 5
No,
people
you
out
didn't.
there.
Yeah, I know. For
So
three
also
people.
there's other stars I didn't mention. Jerry Lewis has a great cameo, and Jerry Lewis was quoted as saying later he lost $500 making the movie, and they said why? Because they were stranded out in the middle of the desert for the majority of the shooting with the stars. The director encourage gambling. Stanley Kramer organized card games, crap games, everything to encourage gambling to keep people on the set, keep them busy from wandering around. So Jerry Lewis, he said,
I
even
bet he organized some other stuff too.
a little,
Right?
probably.
That would be sex, Rob. I'm sorry that
understand.
stopped you in your tracks. I was saying they probably brought some broads in.
Yeah,
Probably.
I would think so.
Holes are holes.
To keep Jonathan Winters busy.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like Mickey Rooney.
Polls to
Horny
polls.
little Mickey Rooney.
Everybody. He did everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
So,
Milton Berle with his giant penis.
another thing, if you watch the
I'm
movie.
sorry, I don't want to taint your segment.
Milton Berle's taint is horrible. If you talk about
All right, okay.
If you watch the movie, notice this. Milton Berle is such a student of show business, and he was a child star. He figures out a way to leave every shot last, so he has the most camera time. When you start watching for it, it's frustrating because he'll do some sort of bit of business where he's the last person in every shot. He is set up with...
Because he's a prick that way, right?
Oh,
Rob? Is that what
absolutely.
you're saying?
Yeah, he's an a-hole.
Like a last word guy.
And they put him up against with Ethel Merman, who is a fantastic battle axe in this movie. That's not lost on me.
Sorry.
You're not.
sorry.
Anyway, Ethel Merman probably has the best overall comedic performance in the movie as the
I
battle
agree.
axe mother-in-law.
I think she's, do you have a clip from Ethel
I
Merman?
do. This is her bitching about when Milton Berle
This
tries
is funny because Ethel Merman in this movie is such a rhino bitchy woman. It's
bitch on
beautiful.
wheels. Yeah.
It's phenomenal the way she plays. I love it. She makes me laugh more than
honey.
anything.
These things happen, you
Now,
know.
what kind of an attitude is that? These things happen. They only happen because the whole country is just full of people who, when these things happen, they just say these things happen, and that's why they happen. If we left it up to you, we'd never hear the last of this thing. But you're the one that gave the police And
Just
you know what all those
fantastic.
half-wit morons up in Sacramento do about it? They just sit there with their big feet up on their big desks and milk 15 million people of as much graft as...
Listen, I want
So, yeah, she is that tempo
I
the
love
entire
that.
film.
Now, let me just bring up a counterpoint for this.
Please do.
Mad World. They kind of just let them all go wild, don't they? A little bit.
Well,
they
that's-
really wasn't a little. The lack of discipline is what I don't like about
There
the movie.
is a little bit of that, but here's something you have to compare.
Like Goonies.
If you,
Hey!
it's very different
dare
than
you.
Goonies. If you bring it,
Right.
would they ever be able to make a modern all-star comedy again? And they've tried. They did a movie called Rat Race, and in a certain way, the remake of Ocean's 11 is the same thing. But what will prevent it from ever being like this is we've gotten away from an era where every comedic performer in Hollywood has a persona that can be written to. Now, that's probably entertainment-wise an advance because, Brad Pitt has done, 3 great movies in the past year with 3 totally different characters. But if you're going to put, say, Phil Silvers, who played Sergeant Bilko or is the basis of Top Cat, put him in a movie, he's got to be like this guy. Just
Fellas, I'm glad you're here. Look, I need your help. Here's what happened. I had this blowout. I think there's a spare in the back. It may be a little flat. Take a look at it, will you, kid? Is there an airport any place around here? Look, if the spare is flat, don't bother fixing it. Give me a new tire, all right? You ain't got a new tire, then you'll have to fix the spare. But don't look at me. Move it, will you, kid? You can be gassing up while he's working. What is it, a staring contest? Come on, move, will you, kid? Come on.
See, no one is as defined as that anymore. So really,
Right.
the era of the ability to produce this is gone, and it's sort of a magical time capsule that they were able to capture. It's a very long movie. Depending on what cut you see, it can be over 3 hours long. It had an intermission when it
Lord.
was released. But I can highly recommend the Criterion Studios put out a Blu-ray release that has all the different cuts, many extras, wonderful documentaries.
Can you get it digitally?
Yes, you can download it digitally, of course. But if you
Okay.
want all the extras, it's Criterion number 692. Now,
Can you get it like on Netflix?
I don't think it's on Netflix. I think it's an Amazon download. I would have to
Is it
research
on,
it.
maybe on the dark web?
Absolutely on the dark web, and that has all the Mickey Rooney sex
That's
stuff.
the porn version.
Yeah. The thing that you have to know is this, though.
That's not a mad. No, I'm not going to say that.
Why would the greatest...
Hard. All right.
And
Go
Mike,
ahead.
if the
What?
movie lasts more than 4 hours, call
Yeah.
a doctor.
Call a doctor for your priapism.
Why would the greatest comedy of all time not really be considered in the echelon of, the big box office scores? And I have a personal theory about this. It was released on the 7th day of November, 1963, November 7th, 1963.
Kennedy assassination.
November 22nd, Kennedy was shot. And for the next roughly 5 months, America was in no mood to laugh. And I think the movie was sort of quietly taken out of theaters. Luckily, it
Kind
still
of like
exists.
right now.
Yeah.
All right. I get it.
How dare you?
Yeah.
But anyway, that is I highly recommend the movie. You can watch it over 2 nights because it is a very long film.
All right. I
kid
make a
should
request.
see it. Yeah.
For Nostalgia Corner, you have to have a beginning theme and a closing
Oh, you
theme.
mean an
for
actual
nostalgia.
theme? Yeah.
No, like go look for it. Not today.
All right.
But do you just come up with one since we're doing this? I like this one. I was enlightened. I would love to hear. And now, it's time for Robb Spiewak's Nostalgia Corner. That was wonderful. And we have just enough time, just a second here, because for the last 2 weeks, we've been trying to get Adrian Garcia to return our phone calls. He's not only returned our phone calls, he has made his way into the studio, and he is here today.
As you recall,
to join
Mike,
us.
he texted me yesterday. He said, what time does the show start on Friday? I said 9. He walked in today at 8:58 and 19 seconds.
Very exciting. Adrian, where have you been? Where
Yeah, what
have
the
you
hell?
been hiding?
At the Hotel Motel Hampton Inn, Mike.
And you're still doing well over there at the Hotel Motel Hampton? There he is.
I am killing it, Mike.
Hi there. Hey, what have you been doing at the hotel? Eating French fries? What's going on?
Oh my gosh, Mike! It is so hard to be fat. It's not funny.
Does the hotel have any?
Jesus Louise, what have you been doing? You making Sundays over there? What's going on here?
I can guarantee you one
square
thing.
eggs.
I don't think the hotel has a barbershop in it.
Look at him sitting there covering his gun up.
Yeah.
Hey, you look good. You look good.
Yeah.
So things are. You don't hate us. You're still.
No.
Have you
When
been
did you
listening to the Mike Omer? Go ahead.
I'm sorry,
Oscar,
when
I know
did you
wanna talk.
decide to quit us?
I didn't quit you guys.
Look at Mike.
I don't know where to look.
He's the boss.
Okay, but
Right.
you're talking though.
Are you
Hey,
wearing?
Mike.
Are you
Hi,
wearing
Mike.
a lot of cologne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took public transportation today. I had to,
Whoa! Public transportation, why?
That was part of the reason why I wasn't making it in.
Was my theory correct?
What was your theory?
That you lost your license or your mode of transportation because of the law or your payments?
Both. Believe it or not, it's both. You live and you
I
learn.
love him. I love it. I'm
Yes!
so happy you're here. I'm
Yes!
so happy you came back in. I really am. We missed you. You're
missed
one
you
of the
guys.
interns. You're one of the guys that we have. That I reflected back on, and I said, whatever happened to Adrian? We haven't seen him around for a while, and I just wanted to. All I cared about, all I wanted was to make sure you were okay, and that you were still okay with us, no matter what.
It
the
didn't seem right
past
without
and all.
you.
Yeah,
It didn't seem right.
It's just, just to know that you're there and you're hanging in, and
Yeah, I mean, we
I
were
hope
scared-
you still
we were
pop on the show and listen once in a while. I hope you do. And
we were
check us
scared you
out.
might be somewhere going hungry. Obviously not.
No. No.
All right, he's not fat, guys. Come on.
Hey, I'm living a good life.
Sure.
he clearly has gained a few lbs. Who has it?
Sure.
Food is the one thing I can control.
Continental breakfast.
Did you miss our naked cruelty? Did you miss our naked cruelty?
I kind of did, actually. I like abuse.
Hey, he has told me that in the past before. Diego,
Yes.
what happened with your license?
Failure to pay my insurance. So they suspended it.
Oh.
That's such BS, though. I can't believe that because I still had insurance through the hotel to drive the shuttle.
Ah, gotcha. But not for your personal
So
vehicle.
you
No.
could commute but use the shuttle.
Exactly. And I've
Use
done
that
that.
big 8-passenger van.
Yes,
to,
So in
exactly.
the suburbs of
drive.
Sterling, you just see my shuttle parked in a neighborhood somewhere.
But you can't shuttle anymore because you have no license.
Well, I mean,
No,
they
he
don't know
drives
that.
the shuttle home and back to work.
This is very vague.
do you really drive the shuttle back and forth? Home
Allegedly.
and-
Allegedly.
Okay.
Can you imagine a Hampton Inn shuttle parked in your neighborhood for a year straight?
Can you imagine a Hampton Inn shuttle driving through the Taco Bell drive-thru? They know me for that one reason, because no one can do it with a regular car, and I did it with a shuttle.
Oh, man, have I missed you?
I got that going on.
Oh, so what's the prospects of getting what are the prospects of getting your license back?
I don't know, Mike. I had a really cute Uber driver today, so I might just stick with it.
All right. Okay.
And believe it
That's
or
an
not,
answer I'll accept. Yes.
I save a lot of money just Ubering to here and taking the bus here as well.
How much
Okay,
are you
so
in
I mean-
arrears for your insurance?
A couple hundred. It's honestly not that bad. I can take care
You
of it.
you just don't really need a car.
Exactly.
To be honest.
It's more problems. More trouble than it's worth. The juice ain't worth the squeeze,
Look
Oscar.
at this guy.
He's quoting Oscars.
I like him. He's back.
Hey, do you have a car though? Like just sitting there? Do you have a car?
No, they took it.
Who's they?
Okay, that doesn't matter. The repo
People.
man, Rob.
But I'm wondering if it was the dealer or an actual repo man. That's what I want to know.
Wait, so did your insurance go first or your car payment go first?
My insurance went first, and then I was driving without insurance for almost a year.
Okay.
Yeah. I was coming here. I drove Robb
Very nice
to
of you
work
to do
without
that.
insurance.
And then your car payment went where?
South. Nowhere.
So once you weren't able to drive anymore, why pay it? Right?
Exactly.
Why pay for your
Exactly.
car?
Well, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Because I've had friends when I was much younger lose their cars to the repo man. When and how did they take it?
This one, I accepted it. I didn't care. I just didn't care.
You're not answering the
They
question.
took it around maybe 10 o'clock
At night.
at night.
Did you know they were there taking it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I woke up and it was gone.
So, but the job at the Hampton still working for you?
I
mean,
am.
you're happy there. You're the man over there. I
I'm
would
the man
imagine.
over
You've been
there. Exactly. Yep.
3 to 11.
3 to 11. Prime time.
That's and so. Do you think that you're going to be there for the foreseeable future? You like working there?
It's so stressful. I hate it. I mean, I like helping people. I like making people feel good and making people feel at home. But it takes a lot out of you to do that for 8 hours for
Well,
170
you know how to
people.
de-stress, though. You know how to relax.
Well, I know. Yeah.
Right?
And making people feel good every day, Mike, is nothing we're strangers to.
Yes.
Every single day. Well, it's good to see you. I'm glad
Yeah,
you're on
I'm
terms.
happy to be back.
Glad you don't hate
listening?
us.
Are you listening to the show?
Yes, and I heard you guys call the hotel and you guys harassed my colleague.
What's his name?
Well, that was
Sony?
like 14. That was like 14 rings.
Yeah.
That was like
Also,
14 rings. That was crazy.
There are pronouncers in this world
Yeah.
that we should all understand.
He's foreign.
Yeah, well, so am I.
So am I.
Yeah, but the man couldn't say. What couldn't he say?
Available.
Available.
Yeah, I know. You guys thought he said label or something. Any label. I listen.
Yeah.
Of a label.
How is Sony otherwise?
He told me it was because he had a huge line in front of him and he was trying to get you guys on hold so he can check out.
Was
other
it people or blow?
Depends on who you ask, Rob.
All right. Well, Adrian, do
Yes,
not
Mike.
be a stranger.
I won't.
Are you hanging around for a while today, or are you going to have to
Absolutely.
get right back? All right. Well,
I'll Uber you home as
I
well.
wanted to see if I can finagle myself a ride from you guys home.
Very busy.
Oh, no, you're not.
You're the
It's
man.
Friday.
We miss
Somebody
you.
give this
Love
man
you.
a
Miss
ride.
you.
Costco Friday.
Great to see you again. I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad everything's. Are you happy? Are you happy? That's the main
I'm
question.
alive. I'm okay. It's been a really tough week at the
okay.
hotel this week, and it brought me down.
What about love?
Guys,
Yeah, how
can we
you-
do something
I'm dating
nice for
someone.
Adrian today?
Yeah,
Lunch
yeah,
or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah,
please? All right.
Pizza?
Thank you.
Steaks.
Yeah, make
Pizza.
sure
You
it's
don't make
as-
steaks. What the hell?
Yeah,
is
oh, absolutely. Based
Shrimp?
on what I'm saying, yeah, I know it's important to you now. I can tell by looking at you.
You know how everyone always says that the best things in life are free? Well, that's just communism infiltrating American culture. In America, we pay for things because if we don't, the commies are going to replace every American flag with the hammer and sickle. Do you, our loyal listener, want your independent wealth stolen by Soviet ideals? I think not. So buy the Mike O'Mara bonus show. Pay for your entertainment, like a red-blooded American should. Thank you.
The best of O'Mara.
We're going to get right to it. We're not going to get them all, but we're going to try like hell. It's our Yaks on Friday. We don't do Yaks on Friday, but let's do it right
Yak
now.
attack.
Out of the gate, the first question is about strippers, so we had to start with that on the TMOS Yak Shack,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, this is Amanda from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Hi.
I'm calling about Mike's Hustlers review, which I agree with wholeheartedly. I love the movie. Kind of was also curious about the general lack of nudity
Yep.
in the movie about strippers, although I do appreciate that they prioritize the women's stories over their bodies. I do have a question. I've never been to a strip club. do the dancers really carry purses on stage with them? That was, to me, the weirdest detail. When you see Constance Wu walk out with like a strappy evening bag, what do they put in the purses? That's not where the tips go, I think, right? And are there cell phones in there? What are they doing with the purses? Is that a thing? I'll hang up and listen. Good day.
Thank you, lady. We appreciate it from Bridgeport. Hey, lady. Oscar's raising his hand, so he's probably got an answer for you. They do bring purses up.
Well,
right?
they have to because two things can happen. One is a gentleman can walk up, and it's creep factor 10 in my eyes.
Right.
And they can put the dollar bills in what would be a little...
The garter.
The garter,
Okay.
right? Or the G-string, wherever. Who knows where they put it?
Right.
I wouldn't know, Mike, because I'm a guy that sits creepily in the back of the room. I
It
don't like
could
to
be,
go up
if
there.
it's a Western theme act, it could be a holster.
There's also a theme that seems to be very popular, I've heard, is that some gentlemen like to go and make it rain. And they make it rain by throwing dollar bills, hopefully not just dollars or 10s or 20s for the young lady that's working there, and it will fall on the stage. So at the end of her set, she has to have a bag to put all the dollars into her satchel.
Isn't that Al Roker's move at a strip club? Because he's a weather guy.
He uses quarters.
Make it rain. Quarters. Yeah. Warm quarters. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that answer. Anybody interested in some ham? Would you like some ham?
Always.
Let's have some ham.
This is Jake Ham with 2 M's of the Vienna Hams. Just calling to let you know the TMOS is ruining my life. All day I've been working with buttons and talking to my coworkers about buttons, but I can't just say button. I have to say, it's the button. The button is broken. The button.
Always fun to hear from a ham. Always fun.
It is.
Always fun to get a ham.
Pat's the best.
This next call is simply entitled Help.
Hey, Mike. It's Frank from Brantford.
Oh.
I just thought I would help you guys out. And
Okay, I can explain why I put help.
Why?
The help is coming from me.
Okay.
Help!
There's a problem with people being afraid to either come to the studio or come to your house. I'll come to both your house and the studio. I've paid for the fruitcake, which I hate, and I'm hoping it's good because I think Rob may know what he's doing. So I'm just throwing that out there. You know, I'll cover for anybody who doesn't want to go. I'll come twice. I'll come to the studio and to your house. Thanks. Bye.
Help.
You're going to need some help.
Just know that there is a caller ID on all these calls. We'll never call you back unless it's the tone of that call.
And Mike, just for fun, after the show, send me a picture of yourself holding today's newspaper. Just for fun.
Very good.
Thank you.
This next call, yes, he like Rob. I don't know what this means.
Hey, Mike. It's Frank from Brantford again.
Oh, it's Frank.
Great.
Yes, he likes Rob.
Call. I just was watching, what's his name there? Rob do his nostalgia thing, and I just find it fascinating. I love hearing all the details. He clearly knows what he's talking about. His opinion
There you go.
matters.
Yeah, it's great to have a target audience, isn't it?
They're not very thoughtful. And I'm just really glad you're giving him that chance to shine, and it helps to offset his challenges with his comedic timing, often stepping on your rhythm. Yeah, I said it. Can't wait for the fruitcake, though, really. I haven't had fruitcake in, 30 years? So I guess this will be a new experience because evidently Rob does something different with the fruitcake, and I hate to know what that is. Thanks, bye.
Thank you, Frank.
You know, I'm amazed he had time to call twice, what with all the time he spends with the lotion.
Hey, you want to hear from the main guy?
Yes, please.
Let's hear from the main guy.
Mike, how's it going, buddy? YBK here, that's right. You boy, Kenny Buck. Crack of dawn here. Beautiful freezing. Woke up 38-degree temperatures. I guess something's going to go bad for old YBK, huh? Anyway, I'm calling. I'm just watching the Today Show, and Al Roker is on with his new hip. Just had it done yesterday, I guess, and he's walking around making a big deal of it. Thought of you, Mike. Thought of you and all the trouble you had with your hip.
Yeah.
Bastards. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't have any better content for you, buddy. I don't even know if you even want to put this on, to be honest.
Put it on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'd let it through. But anyway, thinking of you, man.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oscar, people have been really racist to you lately. I'm, of course, a couple shows behind. That guy that called you a Mexican or whatever. What a chooch. I hope these guys show up in Vegas. I'd like to have a talk about racism, genetic race versus cultural race. Now I'm rambling.
Yep.
All right, man. Mike, tell everybody I said hi.
Yeah, we will.
Have a great day, guys.
Absolutely, we will.
The very notion that it's on the radio, we really don't need to tell everyone that.
Yeah, that's true. That's fitting one. We'll take one more, and then we got to go to
All
break.
right.
Mark said by the bonus, I don't want to misbehave. Rob made a fruitcake, I don't like them misbehaving. Maddie wanted cheese, I wouldn't give her a slice. Oscar's mom is always very nice. My sister used my Harry's for her shaving. Just one little P1 drinking and misbehaving.
Are you sick and tired of the same old dating scene? Dan O'Brien here to tell you we have the innovative app to help you find your true love. We call it TMOS Harmony, and we'll guarantee you'll find love with it. Pony matched with his sugar glider, Mac matched with himself, I matched with my tight shirt, and you can match with the TMOS bonus package. Who wants to swipe or click their way into love when all you have to do is listen to the TMOS bonus show? The TMOS bonus package. If it can help us pathetic interns find love, you'll be certain to find something you just can't ignore.
This will be
www.MikeO'MaraShow.com. The best of O'Mara.
All right, we teased a little bit with Oscar. Yeah. It's an interesting situation because, yes, trust is very, very important when it comes to any kind of relationship.
Yes.
I get that. I know how it works. And Shannon has been, well, obviously, she's been testing the water with you. And what the hell is going on?
Well, this is, and you have to understand, like, we're 5 years into our marriage. And if I'm going to put power rankings of what I don't want to be lied about is, let's go.
Lied to
about?
Yes.
Or
deceived?
Deceived about. At least this is 5 years in, right?
Right.
3-1. Number 3, which I like, I could see it happening. I don't pay too much attention to her. If
the third thing that you don't
3
want.
to 1. Yeah.
All right, 3 to
3
1.
being
All right.
the I could probably get past 1. It's going to take me a long time.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
If my wife, with all due respect to her, gets down by another dude, I get it. I get it. I do not pay my taxes enough. That's fine. Like, I could probably give that.
You
a
would
pass.
be upset, though.
I
You
would be upset, but like I'd probably get over it.
And in my case, I might be with you on that simply because of the the idea that, well, look at me.
Yeah, I'm not paying my taxes.
And ditto.
Eventually, something has got to give, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
never heard that phrase before.
proverbial.
but-
Now, I paid the IRS. We're good. Overpay.
Deed.
Yeah. So, you haven't heard that before?
I'd never heard that. No.
That was a common phrase amongst men.
He has a lot of wonderful jargon. That's one of the wonderful things he brings to the
So the 2 would be
Number 2.
Number 2.
So the hits keep coming on Casey's Coast to Coast.
Number 2 would probably be like if something's up with my family and like there's an issue with them. Like if you're lying to me about my family, something's like grinding on you. Just tell me if there's an issue with my family. Let me know.
So withholding information.
For example, if there's someone if there's some rift,
yes,
or some slight,
yes,
or some maybe more serious relationship issue with a member of your family that your wife has not shared with you. That's a big deal.
Like if she was upset that you watched the Super Bowl in the bed like John and Yoko.
Which he did.
Right.
And then you get to number 1. That's the most
number 1
the most egregious
is if it affects finances.
Okay.
Okay. Because that's a bridge that is tough to repair, right?
As someone, and I have to be careful here.
Sure.
As someone who has lived through that, I would say that is it's part of a package. You know, there are 2 in your list.
Yes.
That first thing, and then the financial thing that can sometimes be related.
Okay.
Yes.
So if someone's not being forthright about, your life, and you two are tied together with like a bank account and all this.
No,
question,
separate bank accounts.
You have separate bank accounts. That's in a way that can be. It was a long time coming for Carl and I to do that.
Yeah.
But it also represented an improvement in our area. We were kind of dancing to our own drummer.
Sure.
The fact that you have separate accounts might be problematic, but I'll shut up. It's your story.
Not to get too deep into it, we have a joint account where there was a big pact where each of us would put half of our earnings into that account, and that would be the house account.
Your account, your joint account.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I started putting half of my stuff into that account, and shockingly enough, she forgot to put her stuff into that account, and I said, well,
forgot or neglected.
This works both ways, right?
Right.
I'm kind of living that.
Yeah.
Carla's got her own little thing going with her business.
Yeah.
You know, it just kind of sits over there going, getting fatter. Meanwhile, I'm not beating up the world here. So, I mean,
I
just
fine
sit there.
by, but I didn't lean into it if no one's, it can't be a two-way, it can't be a one-way street.
Right.
So, my issue today that I'm here to come to our wonderful TMOS family about is about, it's a 2-week-long saga, which started about, I would say now 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay.
When Robb Spiewak comes to me and says, look, I know that you signed off on this new advertiser called Dadgrass. I just want to triple check that, what we're getting into, because we're thoughtful about our advertisers. And I said I'd done the research. They're a legitimate company. I already took roughly half a day on a Saturday to figure out what's going on. And I said,
it's not our first time at the radio.
Yeah, we're going to sanction them.
Right.
So they're coming on. We're giving them our blessing. I said, but we both, at least one of us, has to try the product before we promote it to our audience.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I got you. This is good. So on occasion, I would walk by Rob's office. We talked about some of this stuff. I was like, hey, did that Dadgrass come in?
Mm-hmm.
And he would come and be like, hey, your Dadgrass should be arriving tomorrow.
Right.
We're getting ahead of this because we never want to promote anything to our audience that we haven't tried.
No, and especially the new sponsor. You have to be careful.
Right. Correct. So
slightly outside the box.
Rob says, we're good. My Dadgrass has arrived. I will try it this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And
packaging, everything looked
fantastic.
It's like Apple packaging.
Right.
He described to me, he's like, can't wait till you get it. You should get yours tomorrow.
Okay.
And I said, okay, great. So we can both try it this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost now 10 days ago.
Sure.
And then before we go live on air, we'll have either we're going to go live with it because it's great, or we're not going to do it because it doesn't work.
A true testimonial.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good.
And I know no one cares about this, but this is how we do business. We don't want to come to you with a product that we don't believe in.
Right.
We haven't
We
tried.
vet. We do some
Correct.
vetting with our advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Rob gives me a ring on Sunday. He goes, Dadgrass, 2 thumbs up. We're good to go.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, man. It's all right. Send me some too, please.
Okay, there we go.
I know that I have a
Perfect.
thing, but because Rob came to me initially, and I think I said I'm not ready, and then you kind of you sold me, Robb Spiewak.
So,
would you like?
Well,
the
I mean, I don't know
tincture?
how this story's going to end, but if it ends okay, send me the stuff.
Would you like the tincture?
You want the tincture. You want it.
I do.
Not to read ahead. You want it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good.
So I'm banging this event daily drum with Rob. Hey, I haven't gotten my Dadgrass yet. Not because I'm some pothead. It's because I want to make sure that we get this right.
Yeah.
Money's on the line.
And there's a level of curiosity as well.
No, not at all. I know they're paying.
You want to
full
know
freight.
Yeah.
I want to know we're good to go. Right.
Okay. All right.
So
all right. Very good.
And I remember we're back and forth. I was like, hey man, I haven't gotten. I would stop by his office. Hey, I haven't gotten that yet. Not because I'm fiending for it. I'm no pothead.
Right?
It's fine.
No, but
It's
you
we
get
gotta check that
obsessive
box.
when it doesn't happen.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Right.
yes.
How difficult was he, Rob? Was he difficult?
Not
with you?
difficult. It's just that we, you know
Sense
what?
of urgency.
There was urgency. There's stuff that
All
we
right.
need to get done. We got to get this stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
So, this happened 2 nights ago. So
Actually, I was much more mellow about it than he was because I already got the product.
it's Monday. It's Monday, and I send Dan O'Brien to our old office to see if somehow it got delivered there by accident. This is how obsessive I am.
Go over to the old office and see if the Dadgrass is there.
Listen, it's on Wisconsin Avenue near the cathedral.
Go
All
on,
right.
Don.
Go, Don.
Don.
Don O'Brien.
So Dan scurries over. Don scurries over there, and he comes back with just some regular mail.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. And
None-grass.
It's 11:45, and I have a list. Before I go to bed every night, I make a list of things that need to be addressed, like in order the next day. It really does help take some anxiety off my mind of like what it'll be a successful day the next day if we get this, and this, and this, and this done.
All right.
And at the top of my list, asterisk, dadgrass. Where is it, right? So I said, Shannon, can you believe like this dadgrass has not arrived yet? Like we get everything. Like we get like how the hell is this missing? Right. Is there a track? Like we have to figure this out. Has Rob talked to you about this? He said, yeah, he mentioned it when you said yes that you'd bring these people on.
Well, to be honest, when it came up, is Shannon came in and she says, "Who's sponsoring the Mike O'Mara show? What free stuff can I get?"
Well, there you go. They have their own.
Well, no, I said, well, I mean, if I can get you cereal.
They do their own shtick. I don't know. They have their own friendship.
All right.
So, but I want the business side. I want to figure out like, okay, what's going on here? And then she says, "Oh, that arrived almost 2 weeks ago."
This is all news to me. This is all news to me.
There you go. She gets a. There you go. Ta-da.
She said, I said, "What?" She goes, "Yes. I squirreled it away." I said, "Why would you squirrel it away? You know we have a system where we check off what's come in. Like this is a system."
Did she like it?
And she said, "Well,
did she try it first?
No,
of all?
She said, "Well, I thought you wouldn't approve." And I said, "Approve? All we've done in this house is binge drink, like pot plants. You and all our friends are smoking weed in the back. I'm not a big pothead, but I'm no square."
Square. Where is the background that Shannon comes from? Is she a pothead fucker?
Well, I don't know, but this has made me think who I've married. What's happening here?
But her background,
squirreled it away.
Carla, being younger than me, Carla is not a regular partaker, but she's always fascinated by it. Most recently at Thanksgiving. And I believe she was talking to one of the neighbors about gummies.
Gummies.
Yeah. And I think she might have gummies in her possession.
I bet. And I'm fine with it. I said, "Shannon, you're hiding things like I'm your father."
Yeah.
I was like, and okay, that is one category we should discuss maybe later in therapy. But this is business. There's a certain level of now anxiety I've been going through. And I remember at one point,
Rob, would be good for that anxiety?
Have you asked Shannon? And I said, "Shannon tells me everything that comes in."
Yeah.
Apparently not. Shannon said she thought I was going to throw it away.
All right, here's the big question.
Yeah.
So she tells him she's had it in the house for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Is the packaging, has it been opened? Has it
been
touched?
Like a parent, will you please bring me the package?
Here we go. Yeah.
And she scurries upstairs, where I imagine she's like hiding everything else. And then I hear like rustling, and then she runs down the steps. Santos is following her, like, what's going on?
Moves all the stuff to the side of her jewelry box where she's hidden it at the bottom of.
And then she presents me. You know the scene from Fast Times at Ridgemont High when the guy wants the burger back? He wants a refund for his burger.
Exactly. Yeah.
She presents
Great analogy. That's all you need.
It's 3/4 gone.
Oh no!
Yeah. What a nice endorsement that is. 3/4 gone. That is awesome.
I said, "Did you have a party?"
That's the best part of the story right there. I love this.
She goes, "No, this is really good stuff."
Yeah.
It's Oscar's wife grass.
Yeah.
Not dad grass.
They have mom grass.
There is another brand called mom grass.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a mom grass.
There is indeed.
Send me that too.
And I said, "I'm no square. I would have done this with you. We could have for work."
Yeah, party.
So she's loved it.
Yeah, and I said, "When did you do this? This is a party's worth." And she said, "Do you remember on Saturday when you went and like I was looking for a new suit and I said take your time." Like she wrote in the text, "Take your time." She goes, "It's because I was smoking weed in the backyard with Santos."
It's not weed.
It's not.
I'm sorry, smoking dad grass.
Smoking
dad grass.
When she said "take your time," did it appear that she was typing for a long time?
She's never said "take your time." She's always like, my mom calls her mi sombra, my shadow. She's everywhere. She's like, everywhere if I'm there, she's there.
Right.
That's why.
Rob, have you gone? How much of your package have you gone through?
I've had 2 joints. And
that's kind of normal.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
those joints are cannons.
They are.
Cannons.
Trust me.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I stepped outside. I said, "Now we got to try it together."
Yeah.
Now we got to eat it. Now we got to eat the pot. We have. I'm sorry, the CBD.
That's right. That Dodgras.
So you fire up in the backyard?
Well, I would try to, Mike, but she had smoked all the spliffs. All I had was the tincture.
Did you try the tincture?
Yes, and I'm here to tell you, and I should have a caveat.
We actually have a
advertisement for a new sponsor.
We have a spot coming
up. We do?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. Thank you.
So this is actually working quite well.
So you get a plethora of pinatas. As I like to say, you get a bunch of different pre-rolled joints.
And they send matches, which I love.
Yes. And then you get a little vial, which looks like an eyedropper that they call a tincture.
Yeah.
And I've never done anything like this before, where you have to put... And read the instructions.
Please.
Put the dropper under your tongue for 15 seconds in it, and then once it absorbs, then it's supposed to get you. It's supposed to. Its effects are supposed to come along. I did half a little
dose,
eyedropper dose, and I had the best night's sleep.
It is amazing.
I've had in months.
And aren't you so centered right before you go to sleep?
Oh my God, it was great. Great.
Yeah.
With 0 munchies.
Yeah.
Send this right out to the Dadgrass people on Shannon.
Checking in live from the deck of the Jack Tar.
Do you know that Pony has something peculiar and unexpected in his car at all times?
So I got an inflatable fishing kayak.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I never thought I'd get a gone fishing from this guy.
Not like going down the pond chasing bluegills or tommycocks.
You don't even eat them?
I mean, I don't want to eat a dirty Fairfax fish.
Bad fish.
I'll eat like flounder if I'm like surf fishing in Virginia Beach.
I caught you a delicious bass.
This shark will swallow you whole.
Whether you're the skipper on the deck of the Jack Tar or the SS Caballito.
Small horse.
The Mike O'Mara Show Shopping Center has everything you need for your next fishing expedition.
1 case of apricot brandy. Champagne, Iranian caviar, and don't forget the color TV.
Click the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and as we say on the high seas,
Here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
The best of O'Mara.
Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for Monday. Is this October 20th already?
Yeah,
can you
man.
believe it?
Yeah.
October 20th, 2014. Take it away, Rob.
Mike, when it comes to motivational speakers who also used to coach the football at the college level, it's hard to beat Lou Holtz.
And by the way, we'll have a coaching story tomorrow on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh, excellent.
You won't want to miss that.
ESPN College Football Scoreboard. That's the show on ESPN. Lou Holtz is a panelist on there. Here he is in context. I want you to try to tell me what Lou says here, because the man has a lot of knowledge.
I mean, I cannot believe he is still broadcasting. The last clip you played of Lou Holtz was unintelligible.
Well, this, Mike, I think there's something to be learned here.
They will get to talk a whole lot more at halftime. I promise. Well, I don't get they bring me in cold, but they're counting down 7, 6, 5.
Okay, that's it in context. So let's hear it again. Let's just hear Lou, okay?
Well, I don't get they bring me in cold, but they're.
So I thought I had it, so I listened again.
Well, I don't get they bring me in cold, but they're.
So I said, you know what the problem is? The problem is he's talking too fast.
Oh, no.
So I slowed it down. Let's see how he sounds now.
I don't get they bring me in cold, but they're.
And that didn't help. I still couldn't understand it. So I said, you know what we need to do? We need to play it backwards. That's
If you play the original again, I'm sorry. Are those none of your clips?
Well, I don't get.
It's like the Tasmanian devil.
It is. It really is. Let's hear it again.
Well, I don't get.
So I actually ran it through Google Translate, and what he's saying is drink your Ovaltine.
Poor guy.
This I love. I think Ian McKellen is a great actor. Is he in your Hobbit movie?
Yeah, he's Gandalf.
And he actually quoted Gandalf. He was addressing some kids, elementary school kids, that were getting ready for organized testing. And
cool guy, very, very funny man,
great
and a
actor.
sweet guy, really, really good guy.
And I can imagine that these kids are probably a little frightened because this big old man is coming in to their school to tell them about their test, but he pulls it off. This is pretty cool.
In your preparation for your examinations, if you don't do your revision properly, do you know what will happen? You shall not pass!
Isn't that great?
That's so cool.
They asked a kid about it after it, and he said,
Well, I don't get.
all right, let's turn our attention to Tennessee, which is in the southern part of this great nation of ours. There's a sheriff there named Joe Guy, and there was a fugitive by the name of Tim Black. Mike, you wouldn't believe where Joe Guy found Tim Black.
He did locate Mr. Black in a closet, evidently enjoying a bowl of salad. But he was able to finally get him to put the fork down because that could potentially be used as a weapon. And I suppose a salad could too. Sometimes people just do strange things. Well, at least he was eating healthy. You might say that. So again, just glad everything turned out good.
Now the thing, I listened to that a couple times. I can see the fork being a weapon, but how is the salad a weapon?
Not going to hurt you with the salad.
No,
Unless
I mean,
they jam it into your eye.
Croutons. The croutons are merciless.
Depends on the dressing. If there's a lot of pepper in the dressing.
I'm glad you brought up pepper, Mike, because
Okay.
here's the sound of the Keene, New Hampshire Pumpkin Festival over the weekend where
my
they actually
God.
had to call out riot
All right.
gear and they shot pepper balls.
Hold on, wait.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, Keene State, my buddy Joey, my lifelong buddy and guy that I went to high school with,
Right.
and he's a graduate of Keene State. And Keene State, this is amazing. We should talk about this tomorrow on the show because this is really why they went nuts. This is the most innocent.
It's a
fall
pumpkin festival.
It's pumpkin, but apparently they get the trouble that comes to town for this thing. So
Here's the
go ahead,
sound.
play
Here's
away.
the actual audio of the audio of this is a pumpkin festival. The sound you hear is pepper balls. I did not know what these were. It's like a paintball gun, but the balls are filled with pepper spray.
Wow.
So they can actually shoot them greater distance with more precision to quell riots. And here is a description of what went down there, okay?
With a Jack Daniels bottle, like across the face. Yeah, I was in the health center for a little bit, but I left.
Of course.
Ridiculous. It's not Pumpkin Fest. I don't even, from Rhode Island, we're supposed to have a fun weekend, and this is stupid.
It all collected in Winchester, in the Winchester lot. Watch a car get flipped. Watch a car get totally destroyed by like 10 guys probably. Just windshield like smashed out.
So that's what you do at a pumpkin festival, I guess. You turn a car
Saw
over.
the video.
Well, it's the youth of America
Right.
now kind of not protesting anything, not really giving a rat's ass
Just making
about
noise.
the world's problems. But, when you're young and you've got that energy, it's got to kind of come out. I mean, that's where protest movements start with young people. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
We
It's
didn't see any of it at the Jerry Lewis show. And finally, I believe this was in Canada, a man found a dead mouse in the bottom of his cup of McDonald's coffee.
A man in New Brunswick, Canada, claims that he found a dead mouse in the bottom of his McDonald's coffee. Sounds like someone slipped him a Mickey.
Thank you, Seth Meyers. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Want more? Make sure you check out The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.